beautiful beings of the universe, welcome to now. I'll start this video with the beautiful goddess Tara because she gives the divine protection against all the evil entities and the beautiful purifying fire element. So in this video, I'm going to first of all start with a beautiful message from Nisargadatta Maharaj, wherein he says, confidence is more important than intelligence. Seek a clear mind and a clean heart. So think about it. Confidence is more important than intelligence. Because you might be in an environment where all your life you have been gaslighted about your own capabilities. Especially if you're a chosen one, especially if you're an empath, you were forced to be introvert and humble. And rather, the animalistic people, the dog like people, they just kept barking that, yeah, I'm better and I'm this and I'm loud. And them and their families and their crowd, they be literally screaming like hell to show that they are better off than you. Because all this while they have been aware of your light. Has it ever occurred to you that you were always sidelined even in all of the places that you went? Despite no reason, people be hating on you because they see your light. They see your authenticity. They see you for who you are. And that's why it's so funny when you see all these demonic beings, they be acting so pervert and so vulgar. So vulgar. And the standards is just falling day by day. I tell you, it's just crashing down. We are living in a world where the cowards, they get so jealous of your skill that they plot out all of these evil, ugly, disgusting, pathetic games hiding behind so that they could show that, oh, why should I come in the front? That's precisely the case because they are the cowards and you've got your name, you've got your face, you've got a personality that is so distinct. And that's why you stand apart from all of these cowards. And that's why you are the true chosen one. You are the real king and you are the real queen. Too many times the people outside who have just barged their way into the industry just by screaming and lying and cheating, they want to tell you that, look, I'm the one that grants you a certificate. But truly, you need not need a certificate to say that I'm telling the truth. But the world we live in is going to ask you for proof. Give me a proof that you are born. And for that, they want your birth certificate. Like, isn't your existence itself enough that, yeah, I'm born and I'm here? But they want a proof. Everything is proof based. And who's going to who's going to give you this license of proof that you were born? Because they just want to take away your true life force. This whole system of the world, how this runs is totally demonic. So naturally, if you find that you do not stand out anywhere and you do not feel at home anywhere, that's because you are different. And you see all these evil demonic ones, they'll all be constantly laughing, scheming, with their rotten grin on their face. Constantly trying to avoid you, dodge the process of facing you because you literally hit them like a sword. Have you ever seen how come, like, I couldn't sleep night before because of my neighbors? They just keep sending their demonic birds all the night, screaming, literally screaming all night. And there's no cops for them. They are totally using their birds like predatory birds, and nobody's got a problem with that. But they've got a problem with you because you have chosen your intelligence, you have chosen your creativity. And that's why all these thousands of people gang together against you to shut you down, to break your soul, to follow you. Like wherever you go out, you're being constantly gang stalked. And not just gang stalked, even made fun of. That's because these low, inferior, pathetic beings, they get so jealous of how could you be so smart? How could you be so intelligent? How could you be so divine? And they feel so insecure and jealous of that That's why they want to throw up all those stupid stuffs on your way to show that, oh no, you're pathetic. You're not who you think you are. You're too naive. And because you were an empath since a newborn, because you were born into a family that always kept you off from shining your own light. You were never ever appraised for outshining. They always said, you're good, but just stay within the limits. Do not cross that line. It's too risky. You see, it's so risky to be seen throughout the world. Don't do that. Don't don't just expand yourself. Don't fly too high. It's too dangerous out there. It's a dangerous world. Does this all resonate? And then there are people who are going to tell you, oh, this is how you should speak, and this is how you should live, and this is how you should eat. All this bullshit drama of making a man into a machine. I'm not a machine. I don't need to learn from somebody as disgusting and pathetic as you, who just gives me a certificate that you learned from my so and so thing. Now you know how to be. All these dumb things can be sold to somebody who's very, very dumb, emotionally insecure. Precisely these cowards who always need a herd to be around. A tiger, the true dragon, always stands alone. That's me. I know who I am. I know that I have my goddess energy, and I truly, truly honor that. And here's the thing, if you truly have that power inside of you, if you truly have access to your inner self of who you are, you're not even in a competition with anybody. In fact, you've never ever been in any sort of a competition with anybody out there. Because you feel so much complete and divine that you do not need this urge of putting others down. But these cowards, it just gets me thinking, and it, of course, makes me laugh at how people just want to send out negativity your way. All of this collective, which feels so terrified and insecure of your strength, of how dare you stand alone, of how dare you be a voice, and we are all just noise. Why don't you also be a noise like us? And that's the way they rear their children. They do not even see their children because they never met these children out of love. A mindless living and a mindless way out ahead. Complete blindness. That's the way of their life. And that's why if you feel that you've been just left all by yourself, that's all intentional. Because they want to show you that, oh, you think that you are smarter, then suffer. But this is completely a spiritual warfare. This is about the fight between the crows who always crow, the ugly, pathetic ones, versus beautiful swans, versus the beautiful birds who sing melody. And always you will see these ugly demonic birds making noise just like people. Demonic evil people, they are constantly out there making the world into a battlefield, into a war state. Whereas the beautiful ones, the beautiful human beings who make music as their life, who make dance as their form of existence, of how they move, they're always overshadowed by these demonic people. Very much like birds. There's this beautiful bird in my area. There are a few beautiful cuckoo birds and they sing beautiful song, but no, they're not allowed to sing. It's always these demonic birds who are constantly making ugly noise, disturbing people. And nobody has got a problem because everybody is a coward. Nobody has the guts to say, why can you not stop that? But sure, everybody has got a problem when they've got to stand up against you because you are the light of Christ. Because you speak the truth. Because you're not cowardly like them. So when this is the case, you've got to keep going all the way, because if you see that I'm just going to stay afraid and stay comfortable, maybe by just keeping my mouth shut, you will find that as a person of truth, as the light in the yin yang, that is not your nature. You would naturally start to fall sick and you will naturally start to feel something very uncomfortable because you did not speak the truth, because you did not let the truth come out. If there was some event that triggered that moment of creativity in you to give out and give that talk on YouTube, and you suppress that out of fear, you're not going to feel yourself as who you are anymore. And that is way too disgusting, because what else do you have apart from you, your soul? Mind you, these demons outside in the external world, who you always see surrounded by people and laughing and ha 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 and doing their demonic, disgusting games and noises, ugly filth, these all cowards, they need a crowd, because these all demonic entities, they are so far off from who they are, from their soul. Now they've become so ugly that they cannot even face themselves. They literally hate themselves. So that's why they need somebody else to say that, yeah, your shit doesn't stink. And then they will clap on each other. Yeah, your shit doesn't stink. And all their, this is how they call as friendship. Mindless conversations, mindless consumption. Because that's the state of the world. It forces you to consume till you die. It forces you to buy things that you don't need. It forces you into this insanity wherein your humanity is taken away by consumerism. Buy this, buy that. But they cannot ever stand a couple of people who are truly invested for well-being. They're completely fine with demonic entities partying and screaming and yelling and drinking like insane and then vomiting and then being sick in the hospital. And they would be called as, these people live happy. All this ugly way of living, demonic ways. But if you are chosen to live out of authenticity, if you have chosen to live out of beauty, out of good health, out of a good lifestyle, vegan way, or even you're just trying to live out of something that feels more alive to you, they're going to say that doesn't make any sense. And not only they are going to say that doesn't make any sense, they're going to try out all of their ways to destroy your peace, to destroy your happiness. So all of this is because of jealousy, because they so badly want to be you who's a beacon of light, basically. And you're just so divine, you need not even go out there and have your will in front of others to say that, yeah, this is what I am. And you must validate, you must approve of me. We are truly living in insane times wherein people are wicked and they take advantage over you. And then on the other hand, you have to prove to the world that no, it's not me. And rather you are supposed to save the culprit. Like this happened to me the other day. I was applying for a job, and for this job, because I had to leave my other job because of the crooked manager who played tricks on me, and then he got me fired. And he was a completely barbaric, illegal animal sort of a man. And on the other hand, I'm supposed to defend him. So in this new job, this person asks me, okay, you've got to do a background verification and we want reference checks from your previous manager. So I said my previous manager would not give me a good reference because we had a conflict. And on the other hand, I had how they want me to tell is in a way that I defend this man. But why should I defend it? If you are so open enough for the truth and you come to me, guess what? I'm going to give you the truth. So I told him that this man is absolutely unprofessional and I had raised a lot of issues against him to the HR. But the way the system works is somebody who's evil and who's just plain out lying against you, they're going to be kept in the job and you would be told to leave. And that's what happened. And that's what I said. And then he said, okay, yeah, that's fine because I've also had such experiences and I understand that's how the world is, that's how the market is. And you and I are not the only one. There are so many tons of people who are going through the same thing. That's why they changed their jobs. So you understand how this whole thing is. Like, they expect you to lie and defend the criminal. I'm not going to defend no criminal. I'm going to stand out as who I am. Take it or leave it. And I'm so bold and I'm so courageous. Like, I didn't live all these years of my life being a coward and a snake like you. So, why would you expect somebody such top notch gold to work for somebody like you who does not appreciate the way I am? And I'll tell you, this is very critical before you just sign up for any job. If you feel that they're trying to be playing overly tricks on you or they do not appreciate you for the skill and the talent that you bring into the role, don't just sign up. There is plenty of other options awaiting you. Probably there's another job that truly deserves and is in need of a manager, of a leader like you. Because whenever I go to any place, I literally raise the vibe. I make the entire place shine out of good vibration. And that's what a true leader is all about, to bring out the best. But these people who want to hire leaders who are crooks and spineless people, and I'll tell you, such leaders are going to shine a lot in the industry. But these are the people who nobody ever wants to work with. Because you're not a true leader if you're not able to bring out the best out of people. That's what a true leadership is. So these cowards, let me teach you how to work. When you come to the master, you gotta take your lessons. And this person was thinking that I'm going to be scared and I'm going to fold and crumble. That's not how it is. This age is all about courage. And not just this age, throughout the time. This is the law of the universe. If you're honest, if you're courageous, you will be awarded with all the riches, glory, and the triumph of the universe. But if you're a coward, and if you bend down, like the rest of the masses who laugh and scheme and gangstalk you and try to destroy you, if you're timid and coward like them, you will live and die as dust. So when I say I'm the king, I'm the queen, because that's precisely who I am. And I need no validation from no one. And nor do you need any validation from anybody else to tell you how you're supposed to live and how you're supposed to operate. Surely there are things that you need to learn. Surely there are things that you need to work on. But all of those are aspects of your own facing yourself, you facing your own fears. And mind you, where did this fear come about? This fear is not your own. You, you just take a look at a child. I've seen my nephews and nieces. A small child is born happy and confident. But the society, as they start to grow up, they want to eat their soul. The family, the school system, the education system, they all want to beat them down and induce fear into them that this is how you should be. And you should live like a machine. And if you do not live like this, then we are not going to clap for you. We are not going to validate you. And no validation means there is a threat on your survival. So when you see these cowards, true cowards, but then in the external world, they appear out as very evil people. The root cause of all of that is survival. Because they live out of fear. If I'm not, it's a dog eat dog world. So if I do not become the dog that barks and eats others, I'm going to get eaten up. So this is how their mindset works. And that's why, like, I could never ever in my entire life, and I'm 40 years old, in my whole life, I could never ever understand when these evil people, they come and try to talk something to me that just does not make sense. I ask them, what do you mean? Why can you not make it more direct and explicit? What is it that you're trying to say? But then they know that they cannot talk something straight. They have to go around in circles. Whereas you, a person of light, you, the chosen one, you always talk, so keep things clear and straight. You keep your records clean. The way you work is epic. It's phenomenal. It's out of this world. Why? Because you're not trying to copy and be a somebody else. You are absolute epic, unstoppable version of who you are. I was just going on my bike the other day, and there comes this this intentional man. What is that? Traffic controller man, I should say. So he saw my bike and then he said, "Hey, nice bike." I said, "Thanks. It's a bicycle." Then he's trying to scare me and said, "Oh, but it's like, what if it catches fire?" So I wanted to tell him, and what if the cars which you drive, if that just meant an accident? And what if you just died because you got a heart attack? But people don't like to see the response how they treat you. They do not want them to be treated the same way. So while they disrespect you, they expect you to treat them like, "Oh, you're God, you're divine." But I didn't say, because I didn't have that much time, and then I moved on. But there are all these times wherein people want to put fear into you. Don't do this because it's very risky. Don't do that. As if them being in a closed orthodox mindset, keeping their mind in a box, that is going to give them a lot of comfort and security. There's no security. The same people who are laughing at you, they might die tomorrow. So don't think that their life is secure and you are the one that is put on the edge because you're telling the truth. And because I'll tell you, truth is your only savior. No matter how much ever you want to run away from the truth about your true way of living, no matter how much you keep on living as per how the society wants you to live, because they said that living this way is called as security. Living this way is going to ensure that you survive. And they literally scare you to say that if you think of living some free way, that's too dangerous. As if living in in this sort of a way, your life is not in danger. So ultimately, everyone does what their true soul calling is. Whatever is false will eventually start to get out of your system. So your friend circle, which is toxic, and they are just hanging out with you because they want to waste your time, you will eventually get to know their intentions, and you would gradually just call out your friendship. Your fake family relations, which is only interested in gossip and drama, if that doesn't benefit you, guess what? If you're somebody who's confident and woke and fearless, courageous like me, you're going to say bye bye. If that job is not truly giving you satisfaction and you're not feeling like you belong there, eventually it will drop out. Either they will fire you or you will move out. And don't take any of these things as a failure, because probably all of these things only leads you to your right spot where you belong. Probably that's in music. So you rather go back and take the hit from the world and you start working on yourself musically. Or whatever way, maybe about content creation, or maybe about fitness, or about being an athlete, whatever it is. Or even if nothing, just to understand, what am I doing on the planet? Just being more self analytical, even if you do not have any external goals. But on and off, you're going to come to this because you do not have goals, but then society keeps on attacking you. Because to be born means to have and live and die in danger. That's the life of every being, be it animals, be it insects, be it birds, be it humans. All of us are going through the same thing, and basically because life is suffering, And as you get hit from the world, you rather get centered. And it's not that you wanted to be that thing. Like, you did not truly want to set that goal, but then you find yourself in a situation where you do not have any option. You're forced to be a painter because going externally doesn't fancy you anymore. Or maybe you just feel that you want to utilize your energies in the most creative way. So sometimes it may be through painting, it may be through coloring, or just taking a walk in the nature. We're living in a world where society intentionally would call you a black sheep, and they would intentionally create a lot of troubles for you, and they would intentionally send out people who would attack you, and when you defend yourself they're going to call you you're criminal. But you're doing things for your self defense and they're going to call you criminal. And when you call the police, they're going to come after 18 hours. That just does not make any sense. So we live in a world where you are told to give away your security to an external set of individual entities, and they're supposed to take care of you, but there you find there's nobody taking care of you. So what use is this whole institution for? What use is this whole setup for? A medical system that doesn't care shit about your health. The food industry, which is selling out crap food. The other day, I went to a bakery to buy a jam donut, and that was so stale and so sick. Even if I throw it to a dog won't eat. And that woman charged me $5 for that garbage food that even a dog won't eat. The fruits that you're buying from the shopping market, from the grocery store, just take a look at the quality. It's pathetic. It's bizarre. It's so much better for somebody who knows to grow their food. I watched a video of a guy who was showing that the food that you're being sold, shiny glossy apples and shiny glossy fruits and vegetables in the market, all wax coated. So he had bought one fresh cabbage that was looking green and very fresh. And when he put that cabbage on the stove, it was not burning. So that was plastic. And a lot of stuff that we are eating it's not genuine, it's not organic, it's not fresh, but it looks very glossy and looks very fresh and firm. And so I've almost stopped eating outside. And anytime I eat out, they give you the most pathetic, tasteless food with the worst sort of service, throwing out their negativity into the food, the way the chefs make the food, and then the way they put it on your table with so much sadness. And there you go as an empath and you just feel, what is all this? And you don't even enjoy the taste of it. And the whole vibe is down. Going to the shopping centers makes me feel sick. There's so much of negativity out there. Especially all these gang stalkers and demons who just follow you. They outrightly just step out the moment you go, because that's what they've been paid for by the system. So don't expect sanity from the world. Just don't expect any of that. You're absolutely on your own. And that's why you must learn to use your own intelligence. You must learn to discern. And because you're woke, because you're awakened, because you speak words of truth, people are going to call you insane. Let them. Go all the way. Just go all the way. Being unapologetic and being absolutely bold and clear about your intentions of who you are. And you're not here to take bullshit from any Tom, Dick, and Harry. We are living in a world where people be making stuffs in more. They would be throwing up their hate and rage in complete disgust, and on the other hand, calling you that you're disgusting. They would be the ones who would be throwing out shit on the way, and then on the other hand, going to tell you that, oh, you are pathetic and you're disgusting. Well, let me remind you this in case you forgot. How people treat you is exactly a version of who they are. Let me repeat that one more time. How people treat you is exactly a version of who they are. If they treat you like shit, because that's what they are themselves, pathetic, rotten shit. And that's what they eat, that's what they become. Whereas you, the chosen, you need not be scared of anything. You need not be scared of any of the things going on in the world, like war or any sort of insanity, because you realize that that this conflict is not only in a part of the world. Conflict is throughout. It's the world is eaten up by conflicts. Everybody's against each other. Even the gang stalkers who are gang stalking you, they're in turn being gang stalked by other set of gang stalkers. Everybody else is being surveillanced by everyone else. It's a completely insane world. So don't expect any form of sanity. Keep your eyes open and see how you've got to make your next move. I watched a beautiful documentary of a man living in the mountain all by himself. And that video has got 2.5 million views and 78,000 likes. So doesn't this show you about the people of authenticity, how much energy, power and encouragement they are to the world? And of course, I know living life on a mountain, living all by yourself, growing your own food is absolutely difficult. Procuring your own water from the well is, and maybe not even well, from the rain. We don't know how to do rain harvesting. So if time comes like so, wherein the world is in a total turmoil and there is fight for food and water and living, there is no lack, but the way the world is being run by psychopaths, all this is forced and intentional. They want to force you to be glued to your screen all the time, to be glued to use technology. Why? This is violence. Like I use AI, I use internet, and all of us do, but that should not be like a forced thing on you. Like look at the danger if you don't learn this, and if you don't learn that, and if you don't learn all of these 10, 15 stuffs, then you're going to be, you're ensuring that you're putting yourself at risk. And eventually the world would collapse. There would be a time wherein all the woke people, all the people of light are going to get up and say enough is enough, you don't want to be this way. But the society and the psychopaths, they want you divided at stupid petty little things and not about the real cause. They're going to divide you against another on the form of various differences like color or your faith or who you are. Just going to keep you involved in low vibrational stuff so that you just go on fighting amongst each other like dogs. And whereas these people, they will be laughing looking at your fight. Nobody's interested in saving X or Y. This is all a made up chaos. All of this is a made up chaos. Like if we truly want, with the use of AI, world can be turned to such a beautiful way of living, wherein everybody gels along with each other because there's no much work to do, because there's enough money that AI generates, and AI, the machine takes care of all of the productivity, and people can live in harmony. But no, that's not how they want it to be. They're going to deploy the same model, the same algorithm, which is going to say, okay, for these jobs, don't hire women, hire men. And even among men, they're going to give their own criteria. They should be of this criteria because we prefer this type of men over these type of men. So it's going to be the same. Technology is not going to help you if the people behind that, their intention is not good. If their intention is evil, the way forward is evil. And why should you sell yourself like a product? You're not a product. You're a human, and that's why they do not want you to live as a human. They want to take away your humanity. Like I've seen this in so many companies wherever there is a problem, which is also created, by the way. All the problems are created. And then there would be a straightforward solution to solve that. But no, they're going to rather say some work that would take you 2 days, they're going to buy out a month's time and say this is going to take us a lot of analysis and digging, and we are going to try this and that. So that would need a month's time. And that's why no form of efficiency. You know that this thing would take you 2 days. But then they would say, no, no, that's not how it is. You've got to pretend like we are busy. That's why when you see people in office, they're unnecessarily just running around, all that pretense, because your whole life is a game show. And people being overly dramatic, you don't even enjoy that. You just never enjoyed that. And you don't control others. Like, why are you being so pretentious? Why are you being so fake? But you surely see through their mask. Like everybody's so fake. And they expect you also to be part of all this drama the same way. They expect you also to go there and fight and act like you mean it. Act like you mean it. And they would intentionally make colleagues fight amongst each other. And the more you show up like, yeah, this is what I mean, and my stuff is better than yours, it's like a tug of war. And then they're going to say, yeah, this was a very good use case. This was a phenomenal use case. We got a lot out of this meeting. Something which did not even need a meeting in the first place. Something that could have just been resolved over an email or over just a chat ping. All of this is wrong. All of this, everything is wrong. The true way of living is being more human, being more connected with nature, by eating more wholesome foods, by having a real community. By living in compassion with each other. Technology can be a tool. So while the industry spins the yarn and makes good clothing, and everybody can have good clothing for everyone, food industry can start working in a nicer way, so they keep the produce good and not just destroying the planet for out of chemical farming. And not destroying the forest and then replanting and doing again forestation and say we planted 10,000 trees this year. There was no need to cut those 30,000 trees in the first place. But see, that's how the cities get created. We need roadways. We need this and that. So we could fill the entire world with more traffic and more pollution and making the air more unbreathable. So everybody coughs and everybody has got lung disease. And nobody's got a problem to that. Nobody's got a problem with these. But people have a lot of interest in fighting amongst each other. Because you're a coward. Because you're a coward who doesn't want to go to the root cause of the real problem. You rather want to fight people of color. You rather want to fight immigrants because you are a coward. You do not have the courage to go deep into the real question. And this is not about any particular race of people. This is a challenge to the whole of mankind. Because even if you even if you change your location, don't think that these problems are not going to be seen in those parts of the world. Wherever you go, you are going to face these challenges, so might as well be where you are and have the courage to look at the problem and face it and embrace it. Stop running from that. Even the mindset of these gang stalkers, of these cowards, they want to do these things behind. So wherever you go, these people will follow you. And all of this is planned act, playing from the far, because they do not have the courage to just plain straight out talk and tell you what is it that they do not like, because they do not have any reason to not like you. They just do not like you because you have your own light, because you do things your own way. And if people hate you because your food is different or because your way of living is different, it's absolutely insane, because no two person in the world can be alike. Everybody's like a fingerprint. But mostly, if you dare to shine your light, you're going to get special hate. That's what is being served to you. But I'll tell you the other side of it. Like, even if you're a coward and you choose to be hiding your light because you thought that if I keep myself dark like the rest, I'm going to be safe, you're not still safe. Still, the enemy would come to you, they would come to destroy you. So, you realize that you're immortal, you realize that you're not here on the planet forever in this body and form. And you realize the value of mortality. And since you understand this, you do not want to live as a replica of somebody else's life. You do not want to live for validation. You do not want to live as somebody else and copy them. You might develop your own way of speaking, your own way of eating, your own way of living. And I'm open enough to change. I'm very open. Why I see all these people, independent people who live on the mountain, because I see that there needs a lot of intelligence in making your own living, surviving in a way that you are in complete awareness with nature, because nature is cruel too. Even if you leave the life of the city, nature still challenges you. There might be a thunderstorm, and if your house is not protected well, you might die out of a thunderstorm. Or if it's enough cold and you do not have electricity and you have not prepared yourself for those days, you might die. So nature does not just give you a cake and say, come live with me in the mountain because I'm here to give you cherries and berries. Nature asks you intelligence. Nature demands you that you live out of your intelligence, because if you stay dumb, you might get eaten up by an animal, or you might just die out of a bad weather, out of cold. Or you might have taken that wrong mushroom which was poisonous, and then you feel you are dying and you do not have anybody. So there's a lot of price that you have to pay even living independently. And I say this because I live my whole life independently. And that means you've got to be on your toes all the time. You've got to prepare yourself for everything. You've got to prepare yourself for your health, for your finances, for your vision, for your passion, for your hobbies, for your life, for your travel, for every single thing. You need intelligence. You cannot stay dumb. But there are these people who are literally dumb and coward, and they're calling you dumb. Well, like, I've been quiet all these while. But lately I started to, as the times got more insane, and I felt I've got to tell my side of the story. Because if the world is a community and I'm in it, I owe a lot to the generation. I owe a lot to the other people. And somebody out there surely get some light. Get some light out of my darkness. So I believe in sharing my story, in telling the truth. Because rest all, they be outside screaming lies. So that's my special right and authority, that I come out on YouTube and tell you the truth. And don't fear the change, because life is all about change. You're not going to be in a place forever. You're not going to be in a location forever. Life demands change out of you. Even if you're most unwilling, it will force you into change. So I'm not against learning of technology, but what I do not want is a complete dependence on that, because what are you without that? A weak, timid person who doesn't know how to live on your own in nature, because you'd get eaten up by animals, or or you would just die out of cold. A weak human. And nature doesn't care. So if you're not strong, she won't think twice before wiping you out. In a blink, you're gone. And the modern way of living is dying, because people die out of overeating, out of being obese. Because all you do is you're just forced into eating, because what else could you do? Why do you overeat? Just take a look. You overeat because there's no other thing for you to do. Because you have everything in excess. Now there's no work for you. You don't have nothing else to look within. And looking inside is dangerous. It's so dark. So you rather go out and you just all you do is you consume. Either you eat or you consume a video through your eyes. You're just watching, scanning this video, next. And I do that too. I'm an equal participant in this evil myself, and I don't like myself for that. I don't want to keep watching YouTube videos on binge one after the other, because that just keeps me comfortable. That saves me from facing my own dark side. Sometimes I just want to turn off everything and just sit under the sky, and that's what I do. I just sit under the sky for hours and let the gag stalkers come and go and talk whatever. I don't care. I just want to sit under the sky on a nice green grassy lawn surrounded by trees. That's all I want. I just want to breathe. I just want to live in a more real and natural way, because everything outside is so unreal. Everything is so fake, especially the people. And that's what gets you so off. The vibes people emit is so negative. And they do not know that by throwing out negativity onto others, they are rather making their whole life so negative. Being kind and compassionate is easy, is beautiful. You can always be happy with yourself. At least if not do something good to others, just mind your own business. Just be happy with your own life. But how difficult is that? How difficult is that? Because some people think that, oh, you're so privileged, your life is so easy, you're so happy. And look at me. And they be not aware of the hardships that you had to go through. They be not aware of the test that life sends your way. Because you do not make a bitter face, because you are bold and you choose to smile despite the pain. People think that you do not have any problem in your life, like your life is a cakewalk. Just because they see you're single and you're independent and you do what you like, that's precisely because you're on the edge of it all, and you rather would create something that makes sense to you. Because the world outside is too evil and ugly, and they are pushing your buttons every single day so that you go insane, so that they kill you. They tried all of their evil ways to kill you. But you still survive, because God has got a plan for you. God has got a beautiful plan for you, and no evil can ever shatter that from happening. These are the minions of the devil beings, and they think that they've got power over you, but all these people do is just help you get closer to your goal. Every single attack that these people send to you, that just makes you more prepared. That sharpens your intellect, your skills, your fire of passion. burns brighter. So you need not worry of whatever they try to do. As long as God has plans for you, as long as the universe has decided that you're going to live this long and you're going to live happy, despite the problems that comes on the way, you need not worry at all. You should rather eat well, dress up well. Like I took so much of my time today to dress up with this beautiful attire. I love this yellow stone craved kurti that I'm wearing. I bought this very after a lot of searching in Bangalore last year. And this beautiful stole that my sister gave me. This is actually a dupatta. And this is so beauty because I just thought, why should I save these clothes for? For what day? And why should I not make every single day special? Why do you have to wait on a special moment? Because your whole life is a dance. Your whole life is a party. You need not wait on some special day. I will wear this when I join that new job. I will wear this on my birthday. I will wear this when I'm traveling to some other new place. No, make each moment count right here and right now. So I took a lot of time to press these clothes so it could look like brand new because it's a year old, but I'm just so happy with this. And you should be happy with everything that you have right now because whatever you have will be taken away from you. Death will take away everything from you. Death will take away your body, your life. So be very, very thankful for the fact that you can experience this beautiful life despite its challenges, despite its darkness. There's also light. There's this night, but then there's also this beautiful day. There's a moon in the night, but there's a sun in the morning. And I like the sun. I love the sun. Sun is my best pal. Sun is the god. I worship sun. I love sun. And everybody loves sun because it's because of the sun that we are all alive. It's because of the sun that the plants grow and they give food. Sun is the ultimate. Sun is the light. Light is Christ. Light is Krishna. Light is God. So you're never alone. Even if you feel that you're like so alone, you're actually never alone because there is this beautiful sun shining on your face every single day. There's this beautiful wind that just refreshes you. There's this beautiful ocean out there. There's this space where you feel so space, right? The space element, ether. And all your petty little worries of the world, of your problems, you can just give it away. You can give away your pettiness to the sun because sun is so vast. Sun's light lights up the whole universe, whole planet. And in that light, there's no darkness. You give away your worries to the sun. You give away your worries to the ocean, to the flowing, massive ocean. And planet is 70% water. We are all water. You give away your worries to the wind. And see how it just takes away and dances with you. I feel so much loved when I'm just out in nature and I feel so loved. That's a divine romance. There's no beauty like nature. None of that. And then you feel there's so much you can do with your two hands. You can write. You can write a poetry. And not using AI, not using. Don't be a crippled, lame person. Use your own mind. Write your own poetry using your two hands and your brain. Keep everything off. Keep internet off. Just turn off. This insanity is going to eat you alive. Don't be a crippled lame. Dependent on everything for AI. Make your own painting, not using reference and this and that. At least for once, be real. Just get to know who you are. Because every time you just take a reference from someone means you are living a second-hand life. You are just stealing from others. You are taking what somebody else has created. And all that works for something that you're not so much passionate about, but for something that you're really passionate about, you do not want a second-hand treatment to that. You want to create it from your two hands, like a sculptor who creates from clay. How he uses his hands to mold and sculpt to a beautiful pottery, to a beautiful jar, to a beautiful cup. And then how he takes the paint and he just puts on that varnish and paints that, turns that nothingness into a beautiful teapot. That's the art. And like our Japanese people, they call their tea ceremony, wherein the serving girl, she serves the tea in wearing in her most beautiful kimono, and with all the beautiful grace, she serves you the tea. There's a lot of elegance and grace in that. It's not just tea that you just make and gulp it down your throat like it's a nothing. No, every tea moment is divine. Every meal that you eat, every breakfast is divine. You should not just be scrolling on your phone and taking a call with your manager and or planning meeting notes, working on your laptop and then eating. Just take special time only to eat and relish every bite of the food. Relish every bite of your breakfast, your lunch. There is so much beauty in living not as a machine but rather being totally alive while you are here, because you're not going to be on the planet forever. You will die sooner than you think. Nobody knows what's going to happen 5 years or 2 years down the lane. So make the most use of every single moment that you can and don't take nothing for granted. Especially when it comes to fear, because they want to keep you in low vibrational energy. Just say no. No, thank you. I don't want that. Keep it to yourself. And sometimes you might not want to just engage with the world. So what's wrong with being silent? If you're silent and the world calls you dumb, let them say. It's just that you have chosen to be silent during that time, and you relish your silence. Even you take a look at any of the song in music, it's not constant noise, right? The melody is followed by the silence. And that's what makes it a song. It's not a complete on song all the time. There's on and off. There's melody, then there's silence, then there's a break, then there's a melody followed by fraction of second that silence. So though the life is a lot of performance and your life is a performance, because that's why nature created you, and if you're all satisfied and you're very happy with life, then you would be taken out. So like you see a lot of these enlightened people, they die before 35 because they have known the whole meaning of universe. They have understood all of the existence on and on, before, after, to the eternity. Now there's nothing for them to do. And why would they do a thing? They have understood the whole meaning of it. And then they cannot contain that energy in their spine. And that's why they leave the body. That's how Swami Vivekananda died at the age of 40 or 39. No, 39 something. Or 38. So you have done all of the work that you are supposed to do in this lifetime, and you have understood of all of this thing, then probably you do realize that there's no point in doing anything any further. And when you have reached that full stop, that's when life takes you back into where you came from, nothing. You came from nothing. And although your parents gave you this body, and like I was just looking at my body today, and my two hands and my two legs and my whole body, and I was thinking that this body is also not mine. This too is a rent. This too has been given by my parents. So what is truly mine? Everything that you create on this world is nothing is yours. Even your money, it's your money is not yours because this is in turn for the service that you gave and the company gave you. And how did the company make the people? Nothing is an entity in its own self. And the more I think about this, it just makes me wonder. It makes me wonder like this whole world is such a it's all very strange. And nothing is as it seems. Nothing is as it seems. People say something else and they speak something else and they mean something else. So how am I supposed to trust the words of people? They be scheming something else and pretending to be something else externally. And like that, you do not know anything about what you're being told because whatever you are being told is through the internet, is through the media, and you have to be gullible to believe everything that you are being shown. You have to be very gullible. Like I used to believe all my life that moon is real, and now I'm reading all these new theories and talks from YouTube that they're saying the moon is unreal and it was harvested and it was created. So what is real and what is unreal? We don't know. I used to think moon is most real thing. And like how you are there, born, same way all the other humans are in turn created. And nobody knows why they are here, but everybody is here. And though this is so bizarre because nobody knows why they are here, but they sure are scared of going out of this. But while being alive, while being on the planet, everybody is so damn miserable, but still nobody wants to leave, including myself because I'm afraid. Because it's not about you. Now it's on your ego, and if you do not know who you are, and you say even your ego is a plus on you, even your ego is an add-on onto you, then you just question who are you and why are you here, and where else could you be? And if you do have free will, why not exercise that? Because you sure see other beings exercising their free will in the form of violence, in the form of criminal activities, and nobody gets them. But they're calling you criminal and they are taking notes on you because you just chose beauty and innocence. And I did not even choose it. I did not even choose it. I just went by my true nature. That's my true nature. That is my true nature, and that is your true nature. That is everyone's real nature as your true being, the true nature. That's how you were born as a child. You were not born evil and malicious and hating. You make a white child or a brown child or a black or a yellow child, they will all play with each other. They do not have any differences. But the same child turns to a man and then they fight with each other for land, for wealth, for role, for position, for faith, for religion. There's bloodshed. There's a lot of blood being shed for that. So we might as well just be and see wherever life takes you. Because surely there's like Jiddu Krishnamurti said, there's no well defined path for truth. It's a pathless path. But that requires some authenticity, that requires some awareness, that requires some courage to face the thing as it is, to face your whole your whole inner state of who you are, including your things that trigger you, including watching those things that brings you to a state of fear, that brings you to a state of I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know is liberating thing, but sometimes it's terrifying if because if that's going to cost you your life, you better know something. Like for somebody who's getting a heart attack and says, I don't know how to keep myself alive, then they're going to die. But if somebody knew the trick that if I get a heart attack, this is the first thing, maybe some raw ginger that I should just swallow as an immediate home remedy before the ambulance comes, then at least you can keep yourself safe and you might not die immediately. So there are certain valid points and checks where you need to know something to keep yourself alive, for the life forces to keep going. And there are other things which, no matter how much you analyze and try to understand by your mind, by your intellect, by your awareness, you don't know. You don't know. I don't know. In fact, even do not we should be as much terrifying as it is to say that I'm afraid of dying, but that will come to you. It's inevitable, just like your birth. And no matter how much amount of technology or whatever, all of the replacements you do to your body as you get older, and if you're dying, doctor tells you replace your heart. And by that time technology would be even more advanced, 30, 40 years from now. And you just plug in that artificial heart and your eyes don't work and you plug in that artificial eye and your brain doesn't work and you plug in that artificial brain and everything is plastic about you. You're not you anymore. But you continue to live and maybe you will live 200 years. And now there are projects being run about where people don't want to die. They just want to live eternally, never die. And do what? Make misery on the planet? If you're going to live eternally and live a long life, it's best to live out of love. And even if you're going to die soon, and even if you have few years left, then it's even more important that you choose love, that you choose compassion, that you choose beauty, you choose creativity in its most beautiful form, rather than hating and consuming. But you have your old habits. Like I was thinking, though I have a lot of clothes, but I thought still, should I buy a new one just because I saw a woman on the billboard with her new outfit at Big W or at Target? And I thought, yeah, shall I go to Target and buy new clothes? Or shall I go to Big W and Kmart and just buy some new clothes? And then I thought, no, I'm yet to empty my cupboard of the excess that I have. And I want to go completely minimalist so that I just use whatever I need. And I don't want to have a cupboard which is just overflowing with clothes. Because your cupboard is a lot of state of your mind. Your life is a lot of state of your mind. Why you need excess? Because your mind is greedy for excess which you don't need. There are stuffs you don't need. Get rid of them. Don't just keep buying because it's a new job, it's a birthday, or something new, just something happened. Or just because I'm happy. Okay, if you're happy, then buy that, but then also make sure that you discard some other thing from your cupboard. If you like that new shoe in the market, you buy that, but then you make sure that you take out the unused shoes that's there in your shoe rack. But we don't do that. We say no, I'm going to buy this, and I'm also going to keep that shoe which is I've overused and I've abused that for years. I've used that for 4 years, but it's still going fine. So I think I can use that. Because here's the thing, the more you think that I want that shoe, that clothing, that eat out is going to make me happy, because there's something inside that you're running away from, because you know that there is some homework that you've got to do inside and you don't want to do that. So you think, okay, let me just park this for a while, and rather let me just go and buy this and that, and that will keep me satisfied for a while. But the moment you come home and you have kept that thing to its place, it's there in the black hole. Now you just cannot find it, and you completely forgot that you bought something. So just see to it, like, don't just buy unnecessarily if you don't need stuffs. Don't just eat unnecessarily if you're not hungry, because then you cannot even enjoy the taste of it. And that has happened to me. I'm telling from my experience. Because I think that I want to feel happy. So food gives me happiness. So I then just look out for that cookie, or that biscuit, or something nice, some nice chocolate. But then I find I can't even relish the taste. So why am I eating? And the moment I see this light dawns upon me, and then I just keep those things away. I don't want to eat that. Because you want to be happy all the time. You want to feel this happiness thing ding on your mind all the time. But that's not, that rush doesn't last too long. Like, I feel that when I have to make my morning tea, or my second round of coffee, which I feel very happy with, I get so excited with that, and I don't just make it like it's a tea for me. It's so happy. It's such a happy time for me. But then I see to it if I truly want it at that time, or shall I just make it at another happy time. But what I'm trying to say is that don't just go on consuming mindlessly, because you just have the memory of happiness through the food that you eat. This is just an example of food. It might be anything. It might be, for a gambler, it might be a rush, like every time they make a win and they think, yeah, I want this much this time. Maybe I should try another one. They might be addicted to something like that, or somebody might be addicted to anything. Somebody might just be addicted to watching non-stop videos like me. So you go on listening to large audiobooks which last for 8 hours. 8 hours of audiobook of Jiddu Krishnamurti. And even though that's all knowledge, but you also realize that you're consuming it like an appetite. You're consuming all that wisdom like it's so tasty, edible snack for you. So whatever it is, that's all I just wanted to say. Be you, because if you're a being of light and you're trying to camouflage as darkness, that won't work. That won't work. That will destroy you. And you're going to fail, and fail so miserably in your own eyes. You're going to hate your life. You're going to destroy yourself. In that way, you make the work of the enemy easy. Because each time you are trying to dim your light, that's what the enemy wants you to. You are giving them the trophy. There you go, you win. You don't want that to be the case. So you should just be yourself, and you've got to be you. You should choose yourself. You choose you, like that Kendrick Lamar song, I choose me. I choose me. Don't be a coward. Don't just seek validation from other stupid bunch of dumb crowd. But if you're a coward, you sure are going to do that. In that case, this video is not for them. I just say and talk from my experience. In days and time where I feel the most urge, because maybe actually I wanted to make this video 2 days back, but somehow my energy just went into a mode of silence, and I was just feeling this, embracing the silence. I was watching this whole drama inside of me, wherein I was standing as a hero, as a warrior of light, fighting the demons. And then I just see myself as a nothing, because these are also the roles that I play. And I'm a warrior of light on this gameplay of duality of life. But beyond that, I'm nothing. And I want to see where was I before I was born? I want to know that. And I do not have an answer to this. But when I do have, I will make another video and let you know about my findings. But so much for now in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love. Be you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.